All right, y'all, what's good? Let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to have a little conversation with y'all about my boy Gervonta Davis. Now, I'm gonna come right out and say I don't think Gervonta Davis is a top 10 fighter in the world. Now, let me explain myself a little bit. Obviously, Gervonta Davis is glamorized in the media. He has his fans. He has, everybody that, even me, I'm a fan of him, right? He's a great fighter. He's a great talent. Me being a boxing fan, I can't help but not watch when there's great talent that steps inside of the ring. But when I sit here and I think of the top 10 fighters, I think of their accolades, I think of, the types of fights that they take, Gervonta Davis, he doesn't really check those boxes for me, right? Now, I think there should be two pound for pound lists. Me and my friends were talking about it earlier. I think it should be a pound for pound list where it's talent, and I think there should be a pound for pound list where it's accolades. Obviously, they can be synonymous, and what I mean by that, you're going to have people who are on both lists, but then you have people like Gervonta Davis, and I think a lot of y'all who watch my things know that I'm a big fan of Boots. But Boots isn't on a pound for pound list yet because of what he's done. Boxing is an accolade sport. And what I mean by that is you can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not fighting people who really have a name behind them or really have that many accolades behind them, or if you're like kind of cherry picking, yeah, you won't really get the respect that you think you will. Now, Gervonta has gone on numerous shows, numerous interviews and say, I don't care. I don't care who respects me. I don't care. I don't care about none of this. I'm in a brutal game, which I agree. It's a lonely game. It's a brutal game. At the end of the day, it's just you. You got to do what's best for you. If you offering me 10 million to get in there and fight somebody who is a C-level fighter, and then you're offering me 11.5 million to get in there with someone who's dangerous and is an A-level fighter, different people have different values. Some people, they might like the challenge. They might get in there and test themselves versus the A-level fighter. Or some people might say, you know what, I'm cool with getting there and whooping ass on a C-level guy, collecting my money, and going and doing it again because I can probably do that 10 times. You probably won't meet a boxer who can get in there with A-level fighters 10 times in their career and come out 10-0, right? There's always some type of stipulation that surrounds it. So in that sense, I completely understand Tank. But then I think with sports, there has to be a competitive aspect that has to be discussed when when you talk about boxers, especially when you talk about guys who, this is a sport where it's one-on-one. You're getting in there and you're looking at a guy, there's no trainers, there's no coaches in that ring with you. It's you, him, referee, and a canvas. So all the work that you put in, how good you think you are, this is the only sport where another man can get in there and basically tear down all the work that you just did because he's better than you, right? But personally, I just want to make this video because I see, I'm seeing a lot of things on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of things in the news, like Gervonta Davis. His fans are diehard fans. They will go to war for him. And I respect that. I'm gonna watch all his fights, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I like watching his fights. I like watching his explosion. I like watching his angles. I like watching him just dissect the fighter and like pick him apart round by round. But at a certain point, it gets a little frustrating because, yeah, it's cool watching you do that, but why wouldn't you want me to take my same feelings that I have about you, and then let's say the same feelings I have about a Keyshawn Davis or a Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez and mesh them together? Because now it's your fan base meshed with their fan base who think they can convincingly beat you, and now it's all coming together as one. And that's what makes the boxing super fights. Now, Gervonta Davis can do whatever he wants. I'm not his manager. Nobody on Twitter is his manager. Nobody is Leonard Ellaby. Nobody. Tank is his own man. But when I sit here and I see, people complain about him being on lists or saying, people are disrespecting him, I don't think he's getting disrespected. I think we're looking at a guy who fought for his first world title 7 years ago. And since the 7 years, his best fights are Hector Garcia, Mario Barrios, and Ryan Garcia, right? Now, let's look at Canelo. Canelo fought for his first title, and the next 7 years after he won, I think Canelo won his first title at 160 or 154. After Canelo won that first title, he fought GGG three times. He fought Floyd Mayweather once. He fought Miguel Cotto. Those are 3 Hall of Famers. Not even Hall of Famers. Those are 3 A-level fighters. He fought Amir Khan. He's sitting here and he's fighting A-level guys once he took that step. Now, when Tank beat Pedraza 7 years ago in Brooklyn, You would think that it's like, okay, this is his reign to, becoming king, right? Let's look at Errol Spence, for example. Errol Spence, when he took his first title shot, in the 7 years that followed that, he fought Sean Porter. He fought Danny Garcia. He ended up fighting Terrence Crawford. Like, these are guys that, and Sean Porter and Danny Garcia, they might not be A-level fighters, but at the time they're top 3 in the division. So when you're sitting here and you're talking about why is Tank not in top 10, why do people disrespect him, why do people have conflicted views on him? People have conflicting views because this is not a team sport. This is a one-on-one sport, and Tank has not really took any chances. He hasn't really gone out there and say, I'm going to fight another guy who is on a pound-for-pound list. I'm going to go and fight another guy who people think highly of, and I'm going to show him that I'm that guy. I'm going to show him, I don't care what they say about Keyshawn Davis, I'm that guy. I'm going to show everybody say Shakur, defense, everything, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to show him I'm that guy. He hasn't done that yet. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not saying that he's not a good fighter. Like I said, I love Tank. I love his talent. I love what he, I love what he brings to the table of boxing. But I just don't like the fights that he takes. But that's not for me to judge, right? I'm not the man signing his checks. I'm not of any relation to him. He has kids. He got family. He's got a mother, trainers, people who depend on him. Do what's best for him. But when it comes to sitting here and talking about the best fighters in the world, you cannot mention Gervonta Davis. I'm sorry. You can't mention him yet. Now, that can all change within a span of 3 to 4 fights. But right now, Gervonta Davis is not a top 10 boxer in the world. That's all I want to tell y'all. Thank y'all for coming and tuning in. Hey, if y'all want me to do a topic, I know damn near everything about boxing. So if y'all want me to do a topic, I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. But in the comments, I need y'all to drop a topic. So if y'all want me to talk about, Shakur versus Tank, or y'all want me to talk about Shakur versus Floyd, let me know. Thank y'all for tuning in.